City crews in Belpre worked late Monday night into Tuesday morning as another round of snow and colder temperatures pushed into the Mid-Ohio Valley. Our Peyton Brooker was in Belpre for this story.
Another round of snow and colder temperatures kept Belpre street crews busy overnight. The mayor of Belpre, Susan Abdella, said city crews in Belpre worked late in the Monday night into Tuesday morning, responding as roads turned slick.
So what they do is when they start seeing things back up or snow accumulating on the roads or icy spots, our dispatch then calls out our street department and they come in and check the roads. So they were out last night twice. They were out late in the evening and then they came back out earlier this morning.
Street foreman Chris Behringer said the first round of snow started around early evening as icy spots showed up. Then crews got another call around 1 a.m. to clear and treat roads.
Last night we was in here around 6 o'clock in the evening, started having some icy spots on the road. The police called us out. We took care of those, and then about 1 o'clock in the morning we got another call. I had a couple of guys come out and they cleaned it up until about 4:30, and then another squall first thing this morning, so we're right back at it.
Behringer says warmer temperatures ahead of the system help crews make the latest snow easier to move and helping the roads stay dry. Beyond the snow, Abdella says the winter freeze and thaw cycle also means new road problems.
The potholes are a problem. We know that. We're working diligently to try to get some of those resolved. But as the snow comes and melts and the water goes in and things start heating up, what we're finding is we have some problems in several areas with a couple small sinkholes that the guys are working on.
Abdella adds that the street department stays in frequent contact with city leadership during storms that can help quickly shift crews to problem areas.
We have the best street department around here, in my opinion. Our guys work tirelessly. They very well communicate with me and our safety service director. When they roll out at night, they send me a text message that says, hey, we're on the road. That way we know what's happening.
We're pretty fast and pretty efficient on what we do.
This is Peyton Brooker in Belpre, WTAP News. This is home.